positive correlation. If X goes up, then Y goes up. Or if X goes down, then Y goes down. An example of positive correlation. So, in real life, where do we see positive correlations? Parabolas, well, sometimes there might be a positive correlation, but I'm like in a real world situation. For example, the taller you grow, the bigger your shoe size. Right? Your shoe size is not going to go down the taller you grow, right? So the taller you grow, the bigger the shoe size. What might be another positive correlation? Okay. The older you get, the harder material is, right? The harder the school materials, the harder school is. Although at some point, wouldn't that kind of peak out because you don't go to school anymore? But, so, Meg? Generally, unless you have a really good metabolism, the more you eat, then the bigger you get, okay? How about one that shows two negatives? Okay, the less you eat, the thinner you get. Okay, that works. I was thinking, how about, all right, then let's go to a negative correlation. So one thing increases while another thing decreases. So X might increase and Y will decrease. For example, the hotter it is, the less water is in a pool. Right? What would be another example? Okay, right. Colder it gets, more clothes you have to put on. You certainly don't want to take off any. Okay? All right. So what we're going to be doing is using our calculator to come up with correlations and decide if it's a positive or a negative and define the line of best fit. So, I don't know, where is my, here it is.
Is this into like pre-calc stuff or is this still algebra?
Pre-calc has a lot of algebra at the beginning, but it's harder algebra. Okay, I don't think I did this with you last year. Lines of regression. All right, so here, personal income. The year is 1991. $5,032.2 billion of income. All right, so we're looking at between 1991 and the year 2002. Okay, I wish this wouldn't. Let me go back. All right, what am I asking for? Okay, it's saying, what is it saying? The income from the years. Okay, so if we're going to predict the income, what we want to know is we want to have, to see if it's a linear or a line. Okay, we're going to use our calculator to do this. I need you to do some things in your calculator to make sure that your calculator is set properly. The first thing that I want you to do is go to second y equals, and all of these should be turned off. Up at the top, yep, second y equal, hit the number 4 and turn off all your plots. You go hit 4, hit number 4, and hit enter. And it should say this, plots off, done. Okay, the next thing I want you to go is to your y equals, clear everything out of there. You don't want any lines in there. Okay, and then you're going to go to second. No, not second. I'm kidding. I'll quit. You're going to go to stat. You might want to write some of this stuff down. We're going to input this data. We're going to input. We've got X points. These are going to be our X. This is going to be our Y. Your calculator, when you go to stat edit, see this edit right here, number 1? You have L1 and L2. Agreed? They should be empty. If they aren't, here's what you... Yeah. If you have a bunch of numbers, then cursor up so it looks like that. And hit clear. Do not hit the delete button. If you hit the delete button, you're going to lose that whole list. Don't hit the delete. It's right here. Hit the clear button. And then it clears everything out of that list. So does everybody have their list cleared out? Okay. So we're going to put in our X values, 1991. Nope, that's not right. Enter. We're going to put them all in. 1992, 1993, 1994, 19... Just put them all in. If you make a mistake, though, that's going to throw this all off if you input it in wrong. I can't see all the way down. Is it all the way to what's the last one? Okay. All right, then cursor, hit enter, and then you're going to want to go to the second list. And at 1991, we're going to put in 5032.2. So we're creating our ordered pair. What's 2000's number? 8322 point, and then 01. 87 who? Even? And then the last one? Okay. Are we good? And your L1 list should have the same number of items as your L2 list if you've done this right and you haven't accidentally skipped. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to see if there is a linear relationship. So go back to stat. Why would you clear it? Just hit stat. Okay, look up here. Stat button's right here. Next to those arrow keys, right? Now, what we want to do is calculate. So we go to the calculate. Cursor over. And we're looking for a linear regression, 4. Right? They're saying, do you want to see if there's linear regression? We say yes. And there we go. You have the R's? All right, we'll fix that. I don't know what you did. Nope. So we're going to quit. We're going to go stat, calculate, 4, enter. What? Okay. You have the silver edition. I don't know.
So I have to go.
371. Okay, so who has no R's? All right, so let's fix that right now. See the 0 button? All right, see how there's that yellow key or yellow, it says catalog? We want to get to that. So go to second catalog. You should have a big list of things. What we want is the word diagnostics on. So go all the way down. See, is it diagnostic off, diagnostic on? So go down to the diagnostic on one and hit enter. And hit enter again. And it'll tell you that it's done. Yes? Okay, let's go back and let's redo this. So go to stat. How do I get all those values? Calculate. And then number 4, it's asking, do you want to see if there's a linear regression? Hit enter. You got it all now? Rachel, did yours work? Enter a couple more times, right. Okay. You should. No, on. You want it on. It is off. Well, you have to turn it on. Have you turned it on yet? You got to go back to diagnostic. Second catalog, second 0, all the way to diagnostic on. Okay. So y equals, look, the calculator says y equals ax plus b, right? Well, what do we know this as? Y equals mx plus b, right? So the a that they give you in the calculator is really the slope. So I want to say then that y is equal to, what is my a? 371.215, right? X plus, what's my y-intercept? Okay, so minus 73425.8.78. Okay, so if we were to find the equation of the line through those 2 points, we would have picked 2 points, right? Come up with the slope, substitute it into y equals mx plus b, picked one of those points, figured out the y-intercept, correct? And then come up with this. Now we can let the calculator do all of this. The problem is, we want to know, is this really a good fit? And so we look at our r. That's the whole reason that we need our r. Our r, ignore the r squared, okay? Our r determines, is it linear? If r is between, we want it as close to 1 as possible. Let me think, I think it has to be greater than 0.9. It has to be greater than 0.9. Or if it's negative, less than negative 0.9. In other words, you want to be 90% sure. Does that make sense? R is like your percentage factor. You are 90% sure that these points are going to be around a line. And the straight line that we have is this equation. So if R is greater than 0.9 or less than negative 0.9, we're doing good. Then it is a line. Then a linear relationship exists. Why would you put 2010 in for y? Yes, right. So to predict what it would be in 2010, we would say then that y is equal to 371.215 times 2010 minus 73425.8.78. And what do we get? One, 1,188. And so that's in billions, correct? All right, because that was our income in billions. That's what we put everything in. Okay. All right. Are we okay on this one? This is about just doing it, though, a couple times over and over and over again to get the process down. All right, let's try the next one. All right, here we have carbohydrates and calorie content of 8 foods ranked according to what? What's it say? Carbohydrate content. Okay, so here's my X, here's my Y. All right, use a graphic calculator to find the equation of the regression line and the correlation. And then predict the number of calories in a food with 75.9 grams of, I guess it says carbohydrates. So we got to clear out our list. How do I go about clearing out my list? Where do we go? Okay. Yeah, so highlight your L2 and hit clear and enter. Huh? All right, so 1.1. No, but it has to be 1.1 goes with 9 because that's the ordered pair. Just let one be X and one be Y. And so once we put that in, what do we do? Enter. What do you think? Is this a good linear relationship? Because the R is what? 0.99. So you're like at 99% sure. So we would say that Y, I got Y equals 4.703 X minus 1.427. Is that what y'all got? Okay. What's your R? Your correlation coefficient is 0.99. All right. So use the equation to predict the number of calories. So we'll say Y equals 4.703 times 75.9 minus 1.427. And what do I get? 355 point. Second part of the question. The R is your correlation coefficient. So if it falls below 9, 8.8 something, or negative 0.8, then we are not confident that a linear relationship exists. Let me see if I remember how to do this. So, no. Second stat plot. So if we wanted to graph this to see visually, we had our X in L1 and our Y in L2, right? So here, I could turn this plot on. Turn it on, and I could graph it. Oops, hold on. Let me. How do I do what? Second stat plot. We're going to turn it on. We're going to do, this is, how does it want it to look? Do we want a bar graph? Where's our X and our Y value? What kind of points do we want? Now, when I graph this, I only saw one point. Why is that? I'm showing all 4 quadrants, right? But really, what quadrant do we need? The first quadrant. So if you go to Zoom Standard, nope, Zoom Stat, it'll set it up for you. Okay, so again, second stat plot turns that plot on. So I'm plotting the points that I put in my list. Does that make sense? Okay, and then we need to make sure that our calculator adjusts the window so that we see those points. Does that make sense? So look at window. If we set the window and we go, no, second, hold on. Stop. Go to Zoom, not window. Go to Zoom, and go all the way down to number 9. Number 9, it says zoom stat, because we were using a statistical information, right? Hit enter, and it'll adjust your window so that all the points can be shown. Does that look linear to you? Yeah, I mean, couldn't you put a line of best fit in between those points fairly accurately? Okay, it's not like it's a curve. So you should have gone and turned you see you didn't turn it on. You want to turn it on, so I just turned it on for you. You want to highlight the on. All right, now go to graph, or go to zoom 9, because that's going to be your statistical information. And there. So then you can see, does it look like a linear relationship or not? Anybody not getting their calculator to work?
So I just did it for this one because by the time you had introduced it, I kind of already cleared it. So if I want to see that, I press second this.
You got to turn it on. So hit enter. Because you've got, see, it's telling you your L1 and L2 or your X and your Y. Hit that. Okay, hit enter. Okay, then you're done. So go to quit. Wow, no, you didn't hit quit. You hit mode. All right, go to zoom. And you want to go down to 9 because you're in statistical information. Oh, it's already there. There you go.
Okay, but didn't you say you wanted that off? Like, didn't we just turn it all off?
We turned it off just to put the information in, but you can turn it back on to see what your, sometimes you have all of them on, and then that really messes it up. So I just started with everybody having it off.
Okay, but if the first one is on, it's not like...
No, it's not a big deal. You just don't want a bunch of them on, because then you just get, it won't know where to go to find all the information. All right, are we good with this? Do we need to do another example, or you know how to use the calculator? Those of you that were in physics, I guess you've done it already? But now you do. Okay. All right, let's do that. All right, do this last one all on your own. Is this the one I want? Yeah, do the last one. Make sure you're telling me what the correlation factor is, too. Not just what the equation of the line is, but what is the correlation factor? Mm-hmm. It has to be 0.90 or higher. But if it falls under 0.90, then it's too low. All right, Rachel, you did it already? Put it up and let's see if we all get the same answer. You can just put it on the smart board. It's a dollar sign? Okay. All right, do we agree? Do all get the same information?
I didn't, but I just used more, like...
Decimals?
Yeah.
Let's make a rule. Let's carry it out to about 2 or 3 places. Just so that we all kind of get the same answer. So your homework for tonight has like 8 problems. Not always is your R going to be a good correlation. You'll tell me it's not. It's not a good correlation. Okay. All right. homework.